Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of Career Mode. And you know, we're just starting to chug along. What we're really waiting for, well, I don't know about when I say we, but I know for me anyways, what I'm waiting for is the team to really just develop and become better players. I mean, we've already seen in the squad report the growth in the squad, and that's really what we're waiting on. And at the moment, we might be going through a little bit of a stale patch, I'd say, when the players are just slowly developing. Actually, I don't know if I'd call it stale, just more, you know, it's just a patience game, you know, wait until they really reach a good potential. I know Ep6 is destined to be around the 88 rated player. He might even go higher than that. It just depends how much I play him, and more importantly, how well he does in the team. Another player that I'm hoping to do quite well is a Barbo. I'm hoping he gets to around the 85 marker by the end of it, once he's reached the majority of his potential. But again, there, Vermeer makes the save, and unfortunately, there are no defenders to jump on the loose ball, and that's happened to me so many times. It is just incredible. I'm not too sure exactly what to think, but you know, it's just happened to my team countless of times, and it's really becoming irritating that, you know, Vermeer is making the saves, and unfortunately, you know, he isn't managing to hold on to them, but at the same time, you know, what are the defenders doing just sitting there watching it? Anyways, they get me on the counter attack. He completely dummies me into the wrong way. I thought I had him, but he cuts back inside and scores there to make it, I believe it was 2-1 now, and I was just completely out of this game. I don't know what it was, you know, I just wasn't playing that well, and I don't know about you guys, but if you guys ever feel like a sort of momentum shifting, like sometimes when the momentum's in your favor, you'll start playing really good football, nice passing, everything just seems to go where you want it to, and then other times it just nothing works for you. And again, Vermeer there makes a really good save, and unfortunately a poor clearance and a bit of a deflection, I think it was, means the other team managed to pick up a goal to make it 3-1. So I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit gutted that we lost that game and by that scoreline, because I do feel as though we played okay, but like I said, the momentum just wasn't going my way, and when unlucky things like that happen to you, it's really hard to recover from those sort of things. So unfortunately, it wasn't a victory. In fact, it was a loss, but sometimes you just gotta suck it up and move on with things. And you know, we're still doing all right in the league. We could be doing a little bit better, but we just have to make sure our next few games are very good, and you know, we keep things rolling. But I had a game against Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich are just by far the hardest team in my group. In fact, I kind of went into this game like I'm going to try my very best to get a point off them, but you know, I'll be really lucky if that happens. A quick save of the old career mode, and if you guys are curious, I mean, some of you guys might already know this, but this is a little quick tip about saving. If you ever simulate a game, make sure you always save immediately after you simulate it, because if you just leave after you've done simulating, assuming even the autosave is even on, it actually won't register that you've played the simulated game. So it only autosaves after you've actually played a game, like actually played it, you know, not just simulated it. So that's a little heads up in case you guys have ever wondered, like, where the hell have all those simulated games that I've gone? Why do I have to replay them? It's because you have to manually go and save them, and I know a lot of you guys already know that, but just to those of you who weren't so educated on that. Anyways, Bayern Munich, it didn't take long for them to pierce my bomb hole. I mean, that was just Frank Ribery there in the 18th minute, and from then on, I just found it really tough to get onto the ball. My defenders just aren't that sort of, they didn't have the strength, they didn't have the positioning to keep up with the Bayern Munich passing play. I mean, as you guys can see, I tried to just stay a little bit back off him, because I knew if I went really close to Gomez, he would just turn me really easily. So I gave him a bit of room, and that's just what happens against class sides. You know, you're just going to get punished for giving them the smallest pieces of room around the edge of the box. So unfortunately, it didn't work out for me that time, as I went 2-0 down, and they were just constantly pressuring me, and it didn't take long again until they actually got another goal. I mean, things were not looking good. Again, there, just a little hole creates, and of course, Bayern Munich are going to punish you for that. And Dante, who is actually a very good centre-back in this game, extremely underrated, guys. I would like to really recommend him to all of you guys. And oh my god, that goal, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you the replay here again, but that is just an amazing goal. Unfortunately, I cut it off just before the replay, but he actually back heels it, does a little flick back heel into my goal. I was like, how sort of like not classy, but sort of skillful does that say? I mean, that was Gomez there, and that is just the class that he has. I simply could not compare to him. Definitely, I feel as though I was completely outplayed by him. And when people score those sort of goals, when the CPU scores those sort of goals against you, it kind of made me go, you know what, fair play. You completely outdid me there. It made me look like a mug. So fair enough for that. But I mean, I honestly went into that Bayern Munich game expecting nothing more than a loss. Like I said, a draw would have been nice. But we have to remember, I am only Ajax. I'm only baby Ajax. And my main goal in this, going with this team, is to do well in the Champions League. But as you can tell, we are still quite far behind the likes of Bayern Munich as far as class, skill, and things like that go. But, you know, we've said it before, it's just a matter of patience, you know, playing, making sure the team sort of develops well and try and keep injuries to a minimal. Another player that I'm actually really excited to see develop is my centre-back. I believe his name is Denswil or something like that. I think he's 70 rated. You can see him there. Yeah, Denswil, a centre-back, and he's supposed to be really good and develop nicely. So I think I'm going to have to get him involved in the team just a little bit more. And I actually change out a lot of this side, you know. I played a very, I don't want to say weak, yeah, it actually is a very weakened side just because the fitness of the players, they weren't that high, and I just wanted to make sure there were no injuries. I mean, like I said just a few moments ago, it was very much the case of making sure no one got injured so that they can develop as well as possible. But Serrero there does a great job of getting into some space, a nice touch from Sulejmani, and he picks up the first goal very early on in the 3rd minute. And we've seen me score quite a few early goals and then throw away the lead, and that's what I was really hoping wouldn't be the case in this game. But yeah, so like I said, you know, this was very much a 2nd-tier team of mine. I decided to play that centre-back, Denswil, just because I wanted to see how well he played in the actual game, to see if he was worthy of any sort of starting position, and just to see, you know, sort of growth we could get from him just from playing one game. But some really nice football from Feyenoord there, and as they managed to get the first goal for themselves from Goossens, and that was just really worrying. Sorry, that was the 2nd goal that they had managed to pick up, and I was actually really worried after that because I don't know, like, when you go 2-1 down like that, it was just really, really disheartening. And I felt as though, you know, we hadn't necessarily played bad, but then I did remember, you know, we are playing with very much a 2nd-tier side, and he manages to find the space into the back post, and that's just some poor defending. But that's what you get, really, for playing your not first team, I suppose, you know. I definitely didn't go in there with my #1 defender. So, with that being said, though, guys, that has been this episode. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and of course, we have this episode's question, which is from Callum Rowland, asking, what is the best advice for a new YouTuber? For me, it would have to be, you know, expect to put in some hard graft. It is really, really demanding as far as the effort you have to put in, and don't expect results instantly. That's probably the best advice I can give to you. You know, work hard at it, and never expect something to happen, you know. Just, yeah, keep working hard and things will come to you. Thank you guys for watching, and if you would like to check out a random video, it's right in the middle of your screen. And if you would like to check out the previous episode, then it's on your screen as well. I hope you guys all have had a cracking day, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.